Okay, so today doesn't feel massively productive at all. I'd mentioned earlier in the week about talking about productivity a little bit and how to sort of stay on target with things. As if I'm doing a good job of that. I have all sorts of little systems and things, but right now they're not working for me. So I've spent ages just sort of putting notes together in my journal, scribbling bits and bobs, or making templates ready to scribble bits and bobs and not putting a lot into it. Trying to get an overview of all the songs. Obviously, if you're watching this, you're a patron of this project, so you might well have seen the song titles that I posted earlier. So that's exciting. That feels good to have sort of put that out there. It does feel better I wasn't filming any of the stuff this morning, and I do feel better already for just putting the cameras on, but it does feel like a real slog at the minute. Okay, so here's how it kind of looks at the moment. So I have this system of stars. I don't know how well this is actually working for me, but this is what I came up with. So you have the songs there, you have the star system, because the yes and no was a bit overly simplifying things, like lyrics in different states of completion. Some are set in stone, obviously 5 stars, 4 stars is in good shape. These things, like where it gets a 1 star, that's where maybe I've got like this sort of the essence of the theme of what the song's going to be about, but I haven't pinned it down to words yet. So some of these have still a lot to play for. Music is just like the sense of, do I know what the music is doing? Do I know what kind of style it is? Is it, a heavy track? Is it a electronic flavoured thing? What is it? So then we come to the melodies. These are usually in really good shape. These are like the most robust part of my process. I'm constantly hearing new melodies. So most songs I know exactly what's going on with the melodies way before anything else. Interesting exception there to the rescue. I haven't written a single melody yet, although I have written the lyrics, which is really unusual for me. So this CG structure map, or what I'm going to start calling CGA, as in computer generated audio. So this is the framework of the song and what it's going to sound like approximately, but in entirely software instruments, entirely generated. So that includes now software-based guitar sounds and stuff. Because that obviously is malleable in ways that live audio is not. So for example, I can move the structure around quite easily without worrying about the editing. I can change the key and change the tempo. I can do all sorts of things that I can't do with audio. So I don't want to commit to recording guitar parts. I don't want to go to the trouble of battling with impairments to get guitars down and then find out that the tempo is slightly off. So that's why I build a pretty elaborate map of the song in software. Next up is the arrangement, which is kind of the sense of, do I know what all the parts are? Do I know all the different layers of it, of the, how the music kind of fits together and weaves in, one part weaves into the next. Sound choices are, do I know what the arrangement things are going to sound like? Do I know what the choice of instruments is for the song? I'm very wary of just not just sort of throwing every instrument at it. Like the stuff that I made a couple of years ago that never came out, everything was starting to blend into one big mush because it all had the same sounds. I wanted every sound on every song, so everything had big strings, everything had lots of guitars, everything had piano, everything had glitchy electronics, and then consequently, in trying to be eclectic, it kind of made a kind of mush. It was the irony is that it all started to sound the same. And then the final 3 columns are the state of the live guitars. Can't see that on this screen very well, but the state of the vocal tracking and of course the state of the final mix. So that is honestly where I'm at. So this system really should be the sort of backbone of how I make decisions based on what I'm going to do next. Having said that, looking at it today in the frame of mind that I'm in, I guess it's not making it any easier. Coming to the studio every day and just trying to plough through it. Like, I'm not in the best mindset or state to do this stuff. I'm not in a great state health wise. I've got a foot injury and a knee injury to contend with. My life outside of this feels a bit unorganised right now. Meditation has completely fallen off the map for me right now, which is really weird, because I've been really strict about it and I had great results, and then I've done barely any in the last sort of week, which is probably a clue to why my brain feels a bit broken. But I've got a few cool things. I've got a new microphone. That's the thing I'm most excited about. So I'm just going to sing for a bit and see where that takes me.